See, thank you so much. Welcome, guys. Welcome. So we're going to be talking about racism. The topic is racism part of American culture? Or is it part of the culture here in the West? When I talk about the West, I mean here in the abroad, as I normally call it. Keep blessing us with your great content. Oh, thank you so much, Zico. That's a compliment. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Zico. Thank you, Zico. Bernice, welcome. You're welcome, Bernice. Welcome to my Ellis. Welcome, welcome. Welcome, 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 welcome. Welcome, everybody. So, is racism part of American culture? Ife, nice topic. Bells, thank you. Looking good, looking snatched. Oh, thank you, Bells. Thank you so much. Thank you. Just trying to do the packaging, It's all packaging. It's packaging. Looking like a professional news. Thank you so much. We're just trying, We are praying to get there someday. Soon, by the grace of God, we'll get there. Yeah. So is racism part of American culture, or is racism part of the culture here in the abroad, as I normally call it? I love calling this place the abroad. Is it part of Christiana? Welcome. Is it part of the culture here in the abroad, or is it part of American culture? So before I start, I would like to, to quickly define what racism is. We all know what is going on in the world now. There's protest everywhere. But before I start, going in depth into what I'm talking about now. Welcome, Frank. You're welcome, Frank. So I'm going to define, the dictionary meaning of what racism is. What we mean when somebody say, this person is being racist. What it means. Amazing. Beautiful. Thank you for coming. Thank you for coming to my today's program. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all. I welcome you all, wherever you are joining me from. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for coming to my live program today. For all my returning subscribers, all my returning viewers, thank you so much for coming. And for those that are joining us for the first time, I welcome you all. Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate it. Thank you for the love, for stopping by, for always coming to my program. I thank you. So as I was saying before, that I'm going to quickly, your topic is very interesting. OTTN. Thank you so much. Thank you. So I'm going to quickly, do the definition of racism. I'm going to define what racism means. According to the dictionary word, racism is a prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism against somebody that is of another race due to the belief of somebody that is from another race. They're seeing somebody that maybe they are being superior, or somebody like see himself as being superior to another person that is from another race. So it's a kind of prejudice, it's a kind of antagonism, it's a kind of discrimination against someone of a race to another, of a belief that, hey, they are being superior, that their own race is superior to the other person's race. Beauty, thank you so much. Both mine, thank you for coming. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you all for coming. Thank you so much. So that's just the simple definition of what racism is. So that's the simple definition of what racism is. So what the topic now is racism part of American culture? We all know what is going on in the world now. Most especially, I'm going to be using America as a case study. We know what is going on in America at the moment, the killing or the murder of George Floyd, which has led to so many protests in the world now, not only in America, even at the moment now, the Black Lives Matters, they're going to be doing a protest here in the UK, all over UK today. And the same thing is happening in Australia, in Japan, in Africa, in South Africa, in Nigeria. They are protesting everywhere, against the killing of this George Floyd, that was murdered by police in the United States of America, in Minneapolis. Okay, let me not bite my tongue about that. Marina, you're welcome. You're welcome, everybody. You're welcome. So is it now part of the culture here in the West? Is racism part of the culture here in the West? Is it part of the culture in America? This some comments are being held for review. Your your top your topic always make me dumbfounded. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Odua. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So is it part of the culture here in the West? Is racism part of the culture here in the West? Or is racism part of American culture? Because if we see like what is happening is like it's police brutality. The way police in America, the way they handle people, the photo, the picture, the footage of this killing of this George Floyd was all over the internet for a policeman to put his knee on somebody's neck, and then the person was shouting, I can't breathe, and yet this police officer, this Minneapolis police officer, he left, he kept his knee on his neck till he died. Is it part of the culture of the Americans to be racist, or is the racism people make racism? To me, it's not part of the world. People make racism, so to me, it's not part of the world. Sorry, Didi, I don't understand that. You need to explain. Love it, Alice. Welcome so much to my Alice. So is it part of, American culture? Is racism part of culture here in the West? Have any one of you experienced? I'm just quickly going to use this opportunity to acknowledge a friend of mine. She talked about this topic today. She talked about her experience, the experience that she's had, about racism, here in the United Kingdom, it's something like that we need here for people to speak up, she has the courage to be able to speak up, use her own platform, to speak up about, racism. If you don't know her, she's King Jaden's family channel. If you don't know her channel, you need to go and check her up. She does family vlog. So you need to check her out. So she used the opportunity, of her platform, to talk about what she has experienced as a person, as a Black person here in the UK. So is racism now? Is it part? Okay, I said racism. I said people make out racism. Okay, people make out racism. So is it now part of the American culture? Or is it part of the culture here? Is racism part of the culture here in the West? Has any one of you as a person, have you experienced any form of, racism? Have somebody, Diva Fit, welcome. Frank Patrick, welcome. I welcome you all to my today's program. Welcome. I see you all. Joy, welcome. Looking beautiful. Thank you so much, Diva Fit. Thank you so much. Thank you. So is racism part of the culture here in the West? Have you experienced any form of racism? Or have you experienced any form of prejudice? Because here in the UK, I think we have the kind of subtle way of racism, soft way of racism, which is prejudice. When they say somebody is being prejudiced against somebody, it means somebody is, the behavior or the way or manner which somebody is looking at you, which somebody sees you, they see you as inferior to them. They see you as, okay, you don't mean anything to them. That is the form of thing that we experience here in the UK. They don't put it, in our face the way they are doing it there in the America. So it's really part of American culture because they have been killing so many African Americans have died in the hands of police. That's kind of police brutality, that is happening there in America. It's not a culture. It seems like a school. They are not yet graduated. So it seems like a film series where every regime creates their own racial. Okay, Odua here is saying that it's not a culture, that it seems like a school, that they are not yet graduated. It also seems like a film series where every regime creates their own racial negative impact. So this is what Odua is saying, that is not part of their culture. But we know that in America, the racism is embedded in the society, in American society, especially those that are from the Southern Americans, those that are from Alabama, those that are from Chicago, those that are from Detroit. Those are, because if you see some kind of movies, like the way they treat people in the Southern Americans, their belief, racism then in the centuries then before it's now, So is it part of American culture, or is it part of the culture here in the West? Have you as a person face any kind of racist, have somebody be racist towards you, how did you manage to undo it? Or is what is going on now, the protest that is going on now, Black Lives Matters, is it the solution to racism? Is it the right thing to do? Is it the right thing to do? Is it the way to solve it? Is that solution? Welcome, Frank. Welcome. Is it the way that we can solve, or manage, to curb, to put this thing down, to make it to die? Apart from talking of one's life, there is also verbal racism in the world today. So it's not culture, but it's part of some people. Okay, Didi is saying that it's not culture, that it's part of some people life. Yes, Black Lives Matters. Okay. Cheesy and family is saying that Black Lives Matter. So is it some people are saying here on the comment section that it's not culture, that is part of some people's life. We did something about culture the last time, and we said that culture is the way of life. If you're saying that it's not culture, that is a way of life, culture is a way of life. Some people are born into a racist family. It's the way they see people, the way they view, their view of somebody that is of another color, of another race to them. It's different. They view their own, the view they have of somebody that is another race or another culture to them is different. So if somebody is part of your culture of view, that means culture is a way of life. Something is part of your way of life, that means it's your culture then, isn't it? If people can be taught to hate, they can also be taught to love one another. Yeah. Zico is saying that if people can be taught to hate, they can also be taught to love one another. So is racism part of American culture? Or is it part of the culture here in the West? Have you as a person experienced any form of racism? If you have, how did you manage to deal with it? What is happening now? The protest that is going on all over the world now, not only in America, because it's going on all over the cities in America. Is it a solution to racism? Is it going to solve it? Is it going to bring a permanent solution to it? So if what we can do, color has been a problem to them from day one. Okay, Bernice is saying that color has been a problem to them from day one. Is a culture because it's their belief, their orientation. Okay, King Jaden is saying is a culture, is their belief. So is it part of their culture? Some people are agreeing here that it's part of their culture. Why some are saying it's not? So if it's not, then what is it then? What is the cause of racism in the West? What is the cause of racism in the abroad? What is it? What is it? Why are people being racist? Why are one race being racist to another? Is it only here in the West, in the abroad, that we have racism? Do we have racism in Africa as well? Let's say, for instance, South Africa. What is happening in South Africa? We know that in South Africa, there is a lot of segregation in South Africa, between the black and the whites. The black seems to live in affluent places, while the white people in South Africa, they seem to live in affluent places. They are more opportune than the black people in South Africa. Let's look at what happened as well when Robert Mugabe took power when he was in office. Then when he first became the president of Zimbabwe, he chased out all the white farmers, from Zimbabwe, due to, the way the white farmers are treating the whites in Zimbabwe then, are treating the black people, because he said that they are being racist toward the black people, that they are doing anything they can. That they are doing anything they can, they are feeling superior, to the black people. They are the one that is taking all opportunities. So then when Robert Mugabe first took power, then it was, every Zimbabweans, they love him because of what he did before he later now turned to, something else which I'm not going to talk about. That's not what I'm looking at today. So is racism only in America? Is it only in Africa, in America? Or is it only here in the abroad? Or is racism, is racism all over the world, or just here in the abroad? Can't really get it. This whole racism thing. Okay, Bernice is saying she can't get it. Jealousy is another factor. Okay, Didi is saying that because they are jealous, that's another factor why people are being racist. I mean, for some people, every country today has racism in one way or the other. Okay, Odua AJ is saying that every country today have one form of racism or the other. It's not culture, because everyone is not in support of. Okay, Didi is saying that it's not culture because everyone is in support of it. So some people are saying it's culture, Why some are saying it's not. Both minds said yes, Didi. I'm always okay. You're always. So, is it part of the culture here in the West? Have you experienced any form of racism? If you have, how did you manage to, to solve it? Is, what is happening now? Is it the solution to racism? I'm just going to pick the first call. Hello, good afternoon.
Hello.
Hello, good afternoon, good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Yeah, I'm Christina. I'm calling from UK.
Thank you for calling, Christina.
Regarding your topic, very interesting though.
Thank you so much.
Because I was writing that I need to just explain why I say it's a culture, like part of their culture. Some people by like orientation, their upbringing. Do you understand? Because some people is the knowledge they pass across to them, like the knowledge they receive from their parents about racism, about skin color type. Okay, so they grew up with that. They get groomed into that. And if you watch, most of the people who practice or who do this, who are racist, right? They don't have love in them. Okay, they are so bitter. They they hate everything about brown color or dark color people. You get what I mean? So for me, like, because culture, what I understood is like what someone believes in. Do you understand? In terms of that, yeah, that's why I said it's a part of culture to some people. Yeah, that is one. And secondly, I think it's common, like in the US, it's common because they see themselves. They see both. They don't recognize the Black Americans or whatsoever. They see themselves like literally like the superior. If you understand what I mean, because whatever they're doing, they normally do it right in front of them. Even the way the system as well, like for example, the police people, the way they handle, they handle. If you watch, I used to watch a lot of clip online. The way if they have issues with any black, the way they get them arrested is different from the way they're dealing with the black person. So all this, come on, it's the part of culture, the person that believes in that racist person, what he believes, that's why it's handling the person like that. Okay? It doesn't have conscience, it's so full of hate. So that's why the one doing it normally cross the line. If you understand what I mean. So it is. So yeah, which is so bad. And they're so disheartening. And with that of the UK one here, they're kind of slow and steady. They're not kind of violent about it. But if they want to turn you down, they turn you down. Instead of telling you no, they'll tell you, "Oh, I'm afraid."
I feel it's institutional racism that we have here. It's institutionalized.
Yes, exactly. Yes, it's not direct. No,
not into your face.
They will welcome you with a smile. They will not offer you a cup of tea on top. Why they're not going to offer you the job? To be honest, so that's how they operate. So it all depends on the belief, the way they are being oriented and all that. Because if you want those people who have good orientation, who knows the meaning of we are one, we just have to treat everybody.
Those who are Libra, I think Libra is the word to use.
Yeah, okay. You get to understand the way they behave. It's very different. They don't see people by the color. Okay, they carry along everybody. So yeah, that is my contribution to your topic. So
thank you so much.
Thank you for watching. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah,
bye.
She said that racism is part of American culture, or is part of the culture here in the West. That is the way people are being brought up. The way they see in the family now, the way you are being brought up. That's what makes you feel okay. You are somebody, you are superior to another color or another race that is not from your own particular race. That is part of the culture, and that the one that we have here in the UK, because she's calling from the UK as well, that is institutional racism. That is the kind of something that they won't put it in your face the way they put it in people's faces in America. So that's our own contribution. So as I was saying before, I said that is it only in America or in the West that we have racism? And I give an example of the type of one that is happening in South Africa. If you look at South Africa today, you will see that majority of the blacks in South Africa, they are living below poverty level, Why we just have a president, for South Africa as a black person, but majority of the wealth in South Africa belong to the white people. What the blacks are being segregated in South Africa, which is a form of racism, because they are being segregated. They don't live in an affluent, they don't live the kind of life that the whites live. And if any black person, that was a story that I read some time ago, that I don't know, a black person went to go and rob a white house, and then the white man, used the dog to chase the person and allow the dog to kind of bite the black man to death, something like that. So the way the white people, the white South Africans, the way they treat the black South Africans, you will see that there is a form of racism, in the way they treat them. And if you look at the example of, the Zimbabweans, then, they are the one, those are the ones that have a kind of experience of what racism is actually about. In other African, countries like where I come from in Nigeria, I think what we have there in Nigeria is tribalism. It's a form of racism as well, because if you look at it, we that Nigerians are in abroad, we tell people these people are being racist, but where we come from, we are being tribalistic. We put tribe into everything. There was a story I did about this Ngozi Ozu, that one Ngozi, that the governor of Ondo State, Akeredolu, gave a post, as an assistant, and then, everybody, there was an uproar in Ondo State that why would you give an Igbo lady a position in Ondo State? Why don't you give the person that is from that tribe? I have that story on my page. If you haven't listened to it, you need to go and check it out. That everybody there was like clamoring, they shouldn't do this, they shouldn't, there's a form of tribalism where if you are from Nigeria, there's a tribalism in Nigeria, where we don't want somebody that is from other tribe, to work, in our own tribe, or to be given a position, in our own place. If you are from Yoruba or if you are from the Igbo, they don't want the Igbo to work in Ondo State. They don't want the Yoruba to work. The way we do things in Nigeria is different. But those people that have really experienced a form of racism, I think, are the South Africans and the Zimbabweans. And the form of racism that I think we experience here in the UK, I think it's a kind of prejudicing kind of form, in a way that they don't put it in your face, but they, the way they behave to you, the way they act to you, that these people are being racist. So what is the solution to this racism? What can we do? Is it protest that is going on all over the world now? Is it the solution to it? Why I said American racism is not cultural is because it wasn't based on ethnic or okay. But they have this culture in the South. If you go and read the story, because when I was preparing for this topic this morning, I only started preparing for this morning. I read that in the South, in America, in the South, like the Detroit, like the Alabama, then the way white supremacists work, then the way they see the black, it's part of their culture that they see the black, that they are superior to the black people. The way they treat them, they don't allow them to go to even then that racism was getting outside. It was, when racism was kind of reducing in America, but it was still it was still very prominent in the South of America, and the Southerners, they experienced kind of more racist attitudes, than the other part of America. So I think it's part of their culture. It's embedded. It's deep. Racism in America is deep. It's very, very, very deep. Because I was just going through so many things today. This morning when I'm like, wow. I was just wondering that, even in this, we that are here, that we are complaining that these people are being racist. We don't face the kind of thing that the people back in America, what the Black Americans are facing. We are not that segregated. Yeah, there is segregation here, but the kind of segregation here is not as much as the one that they have in America. Let me read. Chidi, you are right. Okay, let me see what Chidi said. We are suffering so many atrocities, hatred, malice, lack of love, and many other things. Yes. Okay, somebody said you are right here. Chidi, somebody said, okay, Ode John said you are right here. So it's in a way, is it the protest that they are doing now? Is it what is going to solve this racism? Will it solve it? Is it the solution to it? There's a caller. Let me quickly pay the call. Hello, good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is Zeke from Italy.
You're welcome to my program, Zeke.
Yeah, you are really doing well, and your program is awesome.
Thank you.
And you got nice content also.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
It's a compliment. Yeah. I just want to contribute to your topic.
You can go ahead.
I just want to emphasize on the things that is really going on in America. The system of America from decades has been built and programmed to favor more the white people than the African American people. So, hence, for me, that's a barbaric and hocus pocus kind of system of life they are living right there in America, because there are some things that the whites can do, the privilege they have that the black people don't really have.
Exactly.
But I think that it's more rampant in America than in other countries.
In Europe.
Though even in UK, like in Europe here, in France, there is not too much racism, because if you check about their sports, you can you find more Africans more than even the real whites there. You understand? So like in France, I don't think there is racism, because I've been there. I just visited there. There are different way of life. Everybody is the same. But like in Italy, there is racism, but not so much like in America, because you can't see a policeman that kill African person in Italy. It's difficult. You can never see that. I've never seen that anyway.
Okay.
Maybe it happens, but me, I have never heard about it. Okay. So, like in America, every little thing you see that every week there is African people
being killed.
Of African Americans dying right there. So that is so hugely heartbreaking. So for me, the solution is trying to teach the people, change the history. Okay. Just start from the grassroots. Remove the slave stuff, because those slave history is what also is making the kids to grow up and thinking that they are also superior to the other race. You understand? So if they start teaching the young ones how to love, appreciate one another, that everybody is equal, this is this. Remove those topics that are in their history book. This is how this is. This is how that's to start afresh. I think that's the only solution. But if not, it will also continue. After the protest, it will be more. Okay. Because a lot of people is also angry as other people is protesting. You can see the protest. There are some police officers that is also abusing the people, trying to drive in the middle of the protesters. There are so many things going on. So we only pray that love is the only way. So that's my contribution.
All right, thank you so much.
You are really progressing in your LS program that you really do, and you have a very beautiful content. So
thank you so much. Thank you so much. Bye. Yeah. Zico is saying that they need to start teaching, the people that are coming, the upcoming Americans, that what racism is all about. That it's not something that they should, that they should do. They need to start teaching them from the grassroots, so that they don't grow up, the white American kids don't grow up and start seeing themselves as being superior to the black people. So let's just quickly look at the political aspect of it, because we all here that are in diaspora, we Africans that are in diaspora, even if we are not African Americans, we Africans that we came from Africa to here, anything that the politicians make, any decision that they make, is going to affect us one way or the other, even if we think, oh, it's not going to affect us. Let's look at what Trump, what he has done so far, to this protest, when the Floyd, when George Floyd, when he was murdered, he was going, if you want to know anything about this president, you need to go to his Twitter page and look at all those tweets that he tweeted. First he tweeted that, when the looting start, the shooting start, for a president of the free world, because they call American the free world, for a president of the free world, to be tweeting that kind of tweet, he said when the shooting, the looting starts, the shooting starts. He said that on his Twitter page. He said when they start looting, because this protest night has turned to something else. Some people are taking opportunity, to use it to kind of, start doing what they are not what they ought not to do, by going to people's shop, looting stuff, taking people's property, doing sort of things. Wherever there is a protest, there's always people that take the advantage of the protest, to use it to do something that is not nice. So some people have hijacked this protest, and using it to do something that they ought not to be doing, by looting, going to shops, taking things that they not to do. So the president now treated that when the looting start, the tweeting start, like it means like is President Donald Trump, is he kind of fueling this whole protest thing? Because this thing is going on now in America now. It's a kind of a big thing, everywhere you see. And then for the president to say he has dogs and anonymous weapon that he's going to use to fight the Americans, is he using is the word of President Donald Trump? Is he kind of fueling the protest, turning the protest into something else, because the way he's tweeting, and then when he tweet, the protest will escalate again. Is he exacerbating it? Is Donald Trump words exacerbating the protest more and more, or is he handling the protest the way he ought to handle it? Do you think that as a president of the free world, do you think he's doing the right thing? I think, do you think he should have, addressed the nation, for something to be happening and there's a protest everywhere in America? Do you think he needs to address the Americans? He meant it in another way, not to escalate. Okay, Didi is saying that he meant it in another way, not to escalate it. Do you think he should have? Okay, let's say all his tweet words is he meant it in another way, and people took it in the wrong way. Do you think he should have addressed the nation? Address the Americans. Tell them. Talk to the nation. Okay, hello, fellow Americans. Because Donald Trump is quick to address the nation, but this now, protests that have been going on now, he hasn't even addressed the Americans. Do you think he needs to address Americans and let them, put their mind at rest? That everything they're going to tackle the racism in America. Yeah, we know that racism is embedded in American culture. Even we see it on the footage that is going all over the internet. What the police, there is police. What the police are doing to the African Americans, they can't do such a thing to a white person. If you're a white man or a white woman in America, they can't do what they are doing to the African Americans. So do you think it needs to, after all the policemen are now arrested, and the policeman, the one that put his neck on George Floyd's neck, his leg on George Floyd's neck, is been, charged for second-degree murder, and the other three have been charged for aiding and abetting murder. They've been charged for second-degree murder as well. Yes, they've been charged. But this thing is not the first time. It's even during the time of the hope of the Black Americans, that is President Obama. It happens. They kill a 12-year-old. The policeman shot and killed a 12-year-old boy in America, and nothing happened to it. These people were in the policeman, that killed and shot that 12-year-old. He wasn't charged to any court. Nothing happened to him. Do you think, all American presidents have been brushing this thing under the carpet? That they are not taking any action? Do you think President Donald Trump, the way he has handled this thing so far, is the right way? Do you think he needs to, address Americans? Let me quickly pay this call. Hello, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to my LS.
Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you very much. Please, I want to contribute to this program.
Yeah, you can go ahead. What's your name and where you calling from? Sorry.
I'm calling from Milan.
Okay.
What I want to say regarding this thing, why there is so much of this racism, sometimes you don't even have to blame these people whom we tag racist.
Okay.
Because I don't see how you will prepare your home. You will prepare your home very well. You sweep your home very well. Another man will not sweep his own home and his own house, and he will come and want to take your own. You understand? So this thing, it calls for Africa to start African leaders, because we have enough resources. We have enough in Africa to make Africa, because we don't regard our own people. That is why these people don't regard us. If African leaders regard African life, if you kill one Africa and our president respond, yes. If African people take this issue serious by protecting Africans, other people will respect them. Okay. Like America now, if anything happens nothing can happen, since like me, I can know for years now, nothing serious or has happened to any American citizen in Ghana, in Nigeria. If anything happened, they will stress that issue.
Yeah, they will take action.
Even European citizens, nothing because their government, but because our own people, our leaders take us careless. Okay, imagine that something happened. South Africans are killing South Africa in South Africa. Nigerian policemen are killing Nigerians for protesting against South Africa killing Nigeria in South Africa. You understand it? So you see the kind of regard and value we place to our people. So if our own leaders are treating us bad, what do you expect from outsiders? If our leaders are looting our money, now we have so many, if you see the many doctors and health workers in America and in UK, they are Africans. We have good, intelligent people. They leave our country and they go to help them develop their own country. All the brains we have in Nigeria are in America and in London. You understand? Now, if our people have been able to make use of these resources, these people with brain. So if you see when people complain about racist, let me tell you, if Africa is in America, Africans will do more than what Americans are doing. If like blacks are American today, we will do worse than what Americans are doing. I'm telling you, check what Africans are doing to Africans, even in America. Africans in Africa, that is Africans in America. Check what they are doing to their own African brother. Check what they are doing to their brothers and sisters in Europe. So check how they are disappointing them. Check how they are selling their people out. So sometimes it is our own responsibility because we neglect our own. If you value your own property, people will value it well. This thing is dealing with now. Every time people now go take it back to colonialism. Now, if these people colonize us, are we still colonized till today? If people hold your key, they have given you your key now. Take the right step now. We are complaining before it's colonialism for years, almost about years now that we are free from colonialism. Decade after decade, it is worth enough for us. Please, I have said enough. Maybe I have a brother here. Maybe he will have something to say. Please, will you give him a chance to talk?
Yeah, that's fine. You can go ahead and make his contribution.
Okay, please. Yes. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon. Thank you for wanting to contribute.
Good afternoon. Please, I was really interested. I was outside the balcony when my brother came out.
Okay.
And so when I heard his contribution, it really touched me because, yes, really, there's an adage in Bini saying that says, I don't know how to pronounce that Bini. I'm a Bini, but I didn't grow up much in those days. I grew up in Port Harcourt. He said, I don't know how to pronounce it.
Okay.
And that means when someone that owns anything will use it anyhow. When another person sees it, that person also is going to use it wrongly. So the thing is, the whole thing has to start from Africa. Okay, just imagine our leaders looting our money from Africa, bringing it to Europe. Go check it. Just go and verify very well. Europe does not really have what it takes. I mean, what it takes to move their continent without Africa. Okay, imagine crude oil, for instance. Now we own crude oil, and we cannot even have a refinery to refine crude oil.
That's Nigeria you're talking about.
Yes. These people will come, white people will come, our government will go and sign deal with these white people, and they will come, trade the oil, take it back, and after refining it,
they will now sell it back to us. Yeah.
Oh, check it out. Oh, check it out. What is that? What is that? So our government trying to say they cannot build this
refinery,
industries or refinery or infrastructures. Is that what they are saying? Blacks are very intelligent. See, let me tell you.
But what do you think? You know, those
some of this technology.
Sorry, caller. You know the
technology white people are dealing with today.
Okay.
Blacks invented them, like the computer. The cell phone me and you are using today, black people invented them. Just ask Google. Google will tell you all these things. So that's what's up. That's what's up. So we just have to know what to do to ourselves. First and foremost, it has to start from home. Those set of government in Africa, those range of government in Africa have to be flushed out, and a new range of people with new mindset and the new ways of saying things has to come in.
Okay. Hello, caller.
You understand me?
Yeah, I just want to quickly ask you something. Yeah. You said Africa, that charity begins at home, as you said, that we need to start, looking after our home back in Africa. Yeah. What about those African Americans? Those people, they don't know where they came from anymore. It was their, great grandfathers or grandparents that they took from Africa, as a slave down to Americans. So they see themselves as Americans now. What do you think should happen to them? They can go back to Africa because they don't know their roots. You know what I mean? So what do you think is the solution, to solve that racism in America?
By statistics, a lot of them have been able to trace their roots to their various origin.
To their origin, but they don't have family there. Would you expect them to go back there?
Sure. What they do is the whole thing still boils down to our government not being able to sanitize Africa, being okay. So what they do is when they look back, they say this place is where I'm coming from. And when you look back at the place that where I'm coming from, there is no hope there. If you were in their shoes, will you make steps to go back there? They wouldn't make steps to go back there. The government of Africa, another way around, because because sometimes in life, when things are not done right, people have to be risen up to do it right. The thing is, the Black Americans, because we have so many powerful women and men in Black America that can help African continent, that can even help us to flush these bad leaders away. Okay, let's just take Akon for instance. Akon was in the US. Excuse me. Akon was in the US. He did this. He's a singer, and at the end of the day, God bless him. He now saw that this US is not an origin for me as a Black person. I have to go back and build.
But that's different. Akon knew where he came from, He knew where he grew up from before they now took him to America. That's the Akon's story is different from those people that their forefathers, they took them as a slave to America.
It doesn't matter.
It's different. It's a very different case. If you have family back in Africa, and for those that don't have family.
I've forgotten all of them. All these rich guys in the US, these guys should put themselves together and try to come back to Africa and see how they can help salvage the corrupt and the stupid government in Africa. I'll give my brother your account so that they have to because you know why? Let me tell you one thing. You know why I'm saying this? You know why I'm saying this? My phone is not here with me. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Saying it, madam, man. You know what I'm saying? Because if, for instance, house don't spoil, and some other relative, they will if you come from any place to come service the house. If you help, the Black people, the Black Americans, I see them like those who can help to revive back Africa. Those big time rich men in what you call in the US, those artists, all of them. I see them. Please, because
all right, thank you so much, Paula. Thank you. Yeah, thanks for your contribution.
Please, I like the Black Americans, these rich Black Americans. I don't know how to call all of them. You know all their names. The JC, the
Oprah Winnie,
all of them, all the Snoop Dogg, all of them. The other woman that was trying to come out for presidency the other time. All of them should come to Africa. Come to AU. Africa is your mother's land. Nobody will tell you what to do there. Help to build the continent. The continent will be okay. I'll give you internet so that you will talk with her because she did.
All right, thank you so much for calling. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, okay.
Yeah, bye-bye. So this caller was just trying to say that all African Americans, they need to come back home, but he used Akon as an example, but Akon knew his heritage, he knew where he came from. That was why he had the opportunity to be able to go back there, to be able to contribute to what they have there, But what about those African Americans that don't even know what they are from? Let's say, okay, they do a DNA test, they got to know that maybe they have 90% Nigeria, whatever in them, on 10% Zimbabweans. How would they be able to go back? They don't have any family there. The Africa they say you are saying they should go back to, it's not working. The leaders in Africa, they are not doing anything to make Africa to be great, to make it to be attractive to these African Americans, to be able to say, oh, let me go back to my heritage, to Africa, to be able to help to develop Africa. So it's a kind of a difficult thing, So it's racism now. As I was saying before, is it part of American culture or is it not? What do you think, if you have experienced any racism before, what do you think we can do to use to solve this solution to racism? Do you think a protest, the way they are protesting now, is a solution? Or do you think love? The Bible says in the book of 1 Corinthians 13:1 that though I speak in tongues of men and of angel, I prophesy, without love, that I'm nothing, that I'm like a sounding brass. Do you think love is the solution to this thing? Do you think we should be able, if we love each other, if we love one another, that there won't be any form of racism? What do you think is the solution? Do you think we should use the biblical way if we are Christian to see people, to be able to love one another, love no matter where we are from, to be able to love, be it black, white, brown, yellow, that we should be able to love one another? Good talk. The caller just said it all. Okay, Diva Face said the caller said it all. Do you think love is the solution to this racism in the West? Or do you think love is the solution to tribalism in Africa, in the western part of Africa? Or do you think the protest is going to solve it? And like the slogan, they say that Black Lives Matters. Some people argue that they shouldn't be saying that Black Lives Matters, that it's all life that matters. Do you think, those people that are saying Black Lives Matters, they are right? Or do you think everybody should be saying all life matter because we are all from one race, which is human race? So every race should matter? Or do you think those people that are saying that Black Lives Matters is because of what they have faced as an African American, the prejudice they face, the segregation they face, that they are still facing, the antagonism that they face, that they are still facing, that make them to bring out this slogan of saying that Black Lives Matters? What do you think is the solution? Do you think protest is not the best, but Didi is saying that protest is not the best, but lead to destruction? I beg, make them no go Africa. Okay, Didi is saying that African Americans shouldn't go to Africa. Okay, so what do you think is the solution to this whole racism thing? What do you think is the solution to racism? Is it preaching, loving one another, seeing one another as being equal, not seeing, if you love your neighbor as you love yourself, just as the Bible says, you wouldn't see that person as being, you wouldn't see yourself as being superior to that person, even if the person is not from the same race, it's not white as you, or it's not from the same race as you. Let me quickly read some of the comments. Which is why we should give our kids orientation. Okay, King Jaden is saying that we should give our kids orientation. Yes, we need to be able to teach our children, to let them know that, those of us that are here in diaspora, that racism is real, to give them that confidence, to be able to have confidence in themselves, so that they will be able to speak up. Another thing that I think the solution to this is for us to speak up. If we don't speak up, this thing is going to continue. Let me pick this call. Hello. Hello.
Good afternoon. I'm calling back again because I'm watching your LS and you did ask a question how to deal with the situation, isn't it?
Yes. Yes.
So, I'm kind of mentioning that I kind of said that we should start by educating our kids.
Okay.
Yeah. That we should educate them, teach them. So that they can be mentally prepared.
Okay, mentally prepared.
Teach them about color, about love, we should educate the diversity. We should teach them that, okay? Because number one, you don't, as a human being, you don't give out what you don't have. You can't give out what you don't have. Do you understand? So by the time we teach them that, they've now built their confidence. They are now open to the real world, they will know how to deal with any situation like that. They will not practice such a thing. Do you understand? They will treat everybody as equal. So I think parents or people, or maybe if possible the government itself, like they should bring up law against such attitude. I think it will reduce most of the drama or whatsoever it is. Do you understand?
Okay.
If the government can introduce any law, we know that definitely the system doesn't support that. Okay, like especially in America, what is going on now? If they can maybe bring out law, abolish any law, law of hatred, put the law that will govern those protect them. People don't brutalize people. People don't throw shade on people. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
I think it will help. It will definitely help a long way for that. Okay. That is number 2 of my contribution. Okay. Why the first thing that we should teach our children, educate them more. Okay. Really educate them, bring them up before the explosion of this real war. What the difference between colors and whatsoever they need to know. Okay. So and then we should preach love as well. Okay. So that's what I got to contribute. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you so much for calling back again. So she's saying that we should start teaching our children, start, enlighten them, let them know that what racism is all about. And then they should teach it in school as well, so that they will be able to, before they go into the real world, be able to understand, that there is a difference between white and black. The way white are being treated is different from the way the white, if you're white, that is different, so that they will be able to get themselves prepared before they start going into the real world. She now said that the government as well need to put law in place that will make it to be, there will be a punishment for those that are being racist to, and for those people that are being racist. So I think that's our own contribution. So, and she talked about love as well, because I said, do you think that love is the only solution to racism? That if we love one another, that nobody, if I love you as a white person, I love you that as a white person, that I'm not going to see the color of your skin because I love you. But since if we don't love one another, we're definitely going to see the color of our skin inside anything that we do. So she said that we should be able to, love one another. That if we love one another, we are not going to, be talking about racism. That love is going to be the solution. And Didi said here that protest is not the solution. That teaching should start from school. She also said, somebody said, yes, the love is the only thing. Okay, Ife said love is the only solution to racism. So I have a few more time to go. So I'm just going to, I have some outline here that I'm going to quickly. They said between 1985 to 2000, higher percentage of black children, about the 2/3, grow up in high poverty segregated area. This is talking about America now. They said between 1985 to 2000, a higher percent of black children, they grew up, 2/3 of them, they grew up in highly poverty segregated areas. So that's what I'm talking about, that blacks in America, like, they are being segregated. They don't have the kind of opportunity that the white people, the white Americans, that they have because of segregation. And segregation is not only, it's happening as well in South Africa. Why the black are being segregated. What segregation means? Separation of one thing or a person from others. When people they separate themselves from you, that is called segregation. That segregation is also part in the suburb. People are being black people, they are being segregated everywhere. Is a problem. Okay, yeah, the love. Okay, I think I've read this. Good caller, smash the like button, guys. Everywhere problem. Yeah. So I think another solution to it is for the government to look into it, to put a law into place. I think the government, the protest now, I think is working, because they are beginning to look at this thing in America where police will put their leg in people's neck, in order to be able to save themselves. I mean, so they are beginning to look at it now in America now, and I think the American president is also talking about it, that they're going to look into laws that they will help to stop police brutality I think because we have so much police brutality in America, the way it seems that if you look at all those footages that we are seeing, on telly or on the internet, the way the police, are going the way they are treating the blacks, is different from the way they are treating the whites, their white counterpart, which make it to many to think that this is is racism in high places, that American police that they are very, very racist. We should love one another. Okay, Marina is saying that we should love one another. Yes, I think also that if we love one another, we won't see the color of our skin. We treat one another as equal. It's really bad. Racism is government stuff. Okay, Odua is saying that racism is government stuff. True talk host. Okay. So I think okay, let me scroll. I think I've made some comments. It showed the strength and how caring some government is. Okay, Odua is saying that racism showed the strength and how caring some government is. So I have few minutes to go. A few minutes to go. My phone is down. Let me pick my phone so that I don't. So I'm going to be leaving you guys now. This is what I think I just brought to you guys that we should quickly talk about and share our experience. What the kind of experience that if you have any experience about racism and all of that. Thank you so much, guys, for coming to my today's live program. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, Odua. Thank you, Beauty. Ife Olua, Christiana, amazing. Patrick. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I think we need to love one another for us to be able to solve racism, in the whole world. There needs to be love. If there's no love, there's no way, we can solve it. And I don't think, I think we also need to speak out. People that, if anybody is being racist to you, you don't need to die in silence. You need to speak out so that other people, if we continue to speak out, there will be actions. The government of the day will be able to take action. But if we don't speak out, if we keep it to ourselves, it means it's going to continue. By speaking out, it creates awareness that there is really racism, that racism is still existent. It's not existing. That racism is existing. So we need to speak out. We need to speak out. If anything happened to you, somebody is being racist to you, you need to speak out. Or if you are being prejudiced against, you need to speak out. Thank you so much, Didi. Thank you, King Jaden. Thank you all for coming to my today's program. I really appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will see you in my next program, guys. Thank you for all those that are joining me for the first time, and for all my returning subscribers. Thank you so much. See you in my next LS on Saturday next week. Thank you so much, guys. Bye, guys.